قولي ربنا زدنا علما وارزقنا فهما آمين يا رب العالمين. Let's take a look at our what we are going to learn today. We are still in Unit 8, A Hard Day's Work. We finished our vocabulary as well as grammar for Unit 8, but there is one skill left, which is writing. And today we are going to learn how to write a formal letter about yourself. So formal letter adalah surat apa?
Surat rasmi.
Surat rasmi. Now, formal letter in English, it is going to be very different from formal letter in Bahasa Melayu, because there are not going to be a lot of formats for English formal letter this time around. Dengan kita punya SPM Bahasa Inggeris yang baru ni, kamu adalah batch yang pertama untuk SPM, untuk apa tu dia panggil CEFR, English CEFR yang baru, format yang baru Bahasa Inggeris. So surat rasmi, kalau dulu dia sama macam surat rasmi Bahasa Melayu. Sekarang not anymore. It's not going to be the case anymore. And we are going to take a look at how different it is. Actually, it is going to be a lot easier for you. So please refer to page 104. Give me a moment while I change this screen to the textbook. Okay, so this is page 104. Let's take a look first. We're going to do a lot of things on this page, but let's take a look at the example here of a formal letter in English. And I want you to compare how different it is than the formal letter in Bahasa Melayu, surat kiriman rasmi Bahasa Melayu, and the formal letter in English. What differences do you see? This is the entire format for formal letter in English yang kamu nampak kat sini. So what's the difference?
No address.
No?
No address.
No address at the top. Kan Bahasa Melayu ada kat atas tu ada address, and then you also have the date and everything. Your address, recipient's address, not anymore in English formal letter, because untuk surat, untuk karangan bahasa Inggeris ni, dia bukan nak tahu sangat kamu punya kemahiran format kamu, dia lebih nak menilai kemahiran menulis kamu. So dia tidak tekankan kepada format. However, it is important that you use the correct words, the correct sentences and register. Okay, cara kita tulis tu kena nampak seperti penulisan yang rasmi lah, macam kita cakap dengan orang yang dengan rasmi. Okay, sebabnya kalau kita tulis surat pada kawan ataupun kita tulis surat kepada orang yang tak kenal, dia punya bahasa dia akan berbeza. It is not going to be the same, as we will see later. Okay, so let's go back to the top. Okay, so formal letter writing about yourself. When you write a letter applying for a job, surat untuk minta kerja. Okay, you want the reader to think you would be good at the job. So letter applying for a job, what kind of letter should we write? We have to write a formal or informal letter? Formal letter. Mohon kerja mesti surat rasmi, sebab kita hantar surat kepada orang yang tidak kita kenali. Bukan kawan kita nak minta kerja ni. Introduce yourself and include any information that is relevant to the type of work you want. Write about related qualifications. So here are the things that you need to write. Related qualifications. Remember what qualifications are? Apa dia qualification? The meaning of it? Apa? Kelayakan. So qualifications, your work experience, pengalaman kerja, and the things you do in your free time. So these are basically your hobby. So 3 things that you need to write about in a letter applying for a job. Number 1, qualification. Number 2 is work experience and your hobby. So 3 benda ni you have to include. In an exam situation, you can use your imagination. Meaning kamu boleh, you can invent your own qualification, you can invent your own work experience, and you can invent your own hobby. Say that might not be your real hobby, but you can just make it up in your essay. Use your imagination. That is the most important thing. Sebabnya kalau nak tulis yang betulnya, some of you might not have work experience, some of you might not have the related qualifications and whatnot. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. Not number 2, sorry, number 1. You are applying for a job as a hotel waiter or waitress. Somebody wanted to be a hotel waiter just now. Who was it? When we were discussing just now? I think it was Faris. Faris, betul ke? Was it you? Yes, okay. So this is related to you, right? In the summer holiday, so we are going to cross this out because we don't have summer holiday. So let's just think that you are during your after your SPM. So replace summer holidays with after SPM. Take 6 pieces of information you would write about in your letter. So we have choices here. Let's discuss together what we should include in our letter applying for this job. Should we tell about our age? Number 1. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. This is important detail. My family. Should we?
No.
No. Your boss, your potential boss, bakal bos kamu tu, dia tak nak tahu kamu tentang keluarga kamu, dia nak tahu tentang kamu. Where I am studying. Is that relevant?
Yes.
Where I am studying. Yeah, sure. It could be. Now, tak semua benda ni semestinya kita letak kadang-kadang. Where I live, is that important?
Yes.
Yes. Why is it important? If you are the boss, why is this information important? You are the boss at the hotel.
Time taken
Distance from home.
Yes, distance from home. So obviously, if you are closer to the hotel, they would give more consideration to hire you. A scooter driving license for a hotel waiter, waitress. Is it important?
No.
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 Okay. If you want to be a courier or a delivery person, like food panda, that might be important, but not for a hotel waiter. Qualifications, for example, Cambridge English. Should we include this?
Yes.
Yes. Why is that? Why is it important? Your qualifications like this? Because you are going to talk with people, right? Yes. Okay, at a hotel, so you are expected to know different languages. Sports medal?
No.
No.
No. I work in a cafe last summer.
Yes.
Yes, this is your past experience. My father works in a hotel.
No.
No. Okay, jawatan ni tak boleh diwarisi. Hobby, example cooking.
Yes.
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 Hobby. Okay, it might not be cooking. Ni contoh je cooking ya. Okay, but you should write about your hobby which is relevant to being a waiter or waitress. Chatting with friends on my computer.
No.
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 And the type of friends I have.
No.
No.
No. Okay, so you have to think when you are writing a job to an employer, untuk majikan, you need to consider what information your employer wants. And don't write about the things that they don't want to know, like your family background. Those are not important. Okay, moving on. Number 2, your hobbies and experience show a lot about you. For example, if you help arrange a school excursion are activities like camping, mountain climbing, hiking. As a club, pergi beramai-ramai tu, those are excursion. Then you are probably good at organizing. Which of these skills below will you probably have if you have done the following? So on the left side, over here, we have experience, and over here, we have skills. Can work under pressure, good at working with people, can do hard physical work, good with young children, good with money, good organizer, polite and helpful. Just like we discussed earlier when I asked you if you want to do a part-time job, what skills would you need? So these are skills. And you know, when we are writing a letter to an employer, untuk kepada majikan, to ask for a job, to apply for a job, sorry, untuk mohon pekerjaan, take a look at the left, the experience and the skills. Which one is more important for us to tell in the letter? Is it the experience or the skills that we have?
Both.
Both are important, but the question is which one is more important?
Skills.
Skills. Okay, everybody else, do you think so? Skills more important? Skills here. Experience, decide. Okay, everybody is quiet because they're thinking very hard. The most important thing is actually your experience. The skills are important, but you need to tell your employer about your experience, because if you just write about your skills, you tell your boss, your future boss, okay, I can work under pressure. I'm good at working with people. I can do hard physical work. I'm good with young children. Can you see what is the problem here if you are the boss reading this letter, this application, this job application? What's the problem?
No proof.
There is no proof. You can give so many claims. Kamu bagi macam-macam claim, right? You say all of this, but what's the proof? The boss will say. So the proof is your experience. So that is why experience is more important. You can talk about your skills. You should talk about your skills, but your skills will be in reference to your experience. Dia merujuk kepada pengalaman kamu. Okay, so let's talk about your experience and how it relates to the skills that you may have. Number one, for example, I was on the school committee for 2 years. So if you have this experience, what skills do you think this person will have being in the school committee for 2 years? Do you think this person can work under pressure? School committee, jawatan kuasa sekolah.
Good organizer.
Good organizer, yes. Okay, what else other than that?
Good working with people.
Right. Okay. So when you are writing your job application, you can say, I was on the school committee for 2 years. So I'm good at working with people and is also a good organizer. Bila kita bagi tahu kita punya pengalaman, barulah kita punya skill kita tu valid. Kalau tidak, kamu cakap kosong je lah, tak ada bukti. Okay, so I'm going to send you to a breakout room for 5 minutes, and I want you to talk to your friends, discuss these experiences, number 2 until 6. Which skills does it show? So there can be maybe that it only shows one skill, maybe it shows more than one. Oh, we have 15 people today. Still not that many. I'm not going to spend time managing your breakout rooms carefully because I want to make the class go quickly today. So you just have to discuss with whoever is in your group, all right? Okay, so 5 minutes. and then come back, we'll discuss. Okay, so let's discuss the answers when everybody is back for other people to show class. What is that sound coming from you?
My.
Right, that.
Agak merasakan.
What's going on over there?
Sorry.
Okay, so let's discuss the answers for number 2. Anybody would like to do this one, number 2? What about you, Azhar? Can you do it?
Polite
Your mic was
helpful.
on. Okay, number 2.
Polite and helpful. G.
Polite and helpful, yes. Is that all?
Dengan good with money.
Good with money, yes, sure.
Good with young children.
Good with young children. Kedai buku. Oh, all right, maybe, yes.
That's good, so they come to the.
Yeah, with children who come to purchase books. You also need to be good at working with people too, you know, if you're working at the bookshop, maybe as a promoter. Good with money only if you are the cashier at the bookstore. Number
Sir, how about can do hard
yes,
physical work
hard physical
at the
work.
number 2
Why so?
because they need to apa
Carry the books.
nak susun buku kat tu angkat buku buat-buat.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Possible. Number 3, Irfan.
Number 3 is C, can do hard physical work.
Yeah, farm. Anything else?
Good organizer maybe.
Possible, yeah, organizer.
That's all I think.
Yeah, I think that is all too. I wouldn't put good organizer, but I can see it being there. 4, babysitting. Anybody? Aimi? Aimi lah.
Me? Babysitting, good with young children. D.
Right.
B, good at working with people.
Yep. Anything else you think?
G, polite and helpful.
Yes. Yep. G. Number 5. Any sportsman here? Any sports captain in our class?
Amin.
Amin is not here today.
Ketua kelas.
Len, what about you?
Jawab.
Good at working with people. F, good organizer.
Yes, if you're a captain, you need to be a good organizer.
Also G, polite and helpful.
Captain has to be polite. Yeah, I guess so. Anything else that you think this experience shows? A captain, that's a big position.
Sir, how about A? Can work
Yes.
under pressure.
True. A too. If you're a captain, you will be under a lot of pressure. Class monitor, maybe not so much, no pressure. Number 6. Anybody?
Me, sir.
Okay, Kalish, yes.
I think A. Can work under pressure.
Yes, because it is during a busy tourist season, yeah?
And good at working with people.
Yep.
Polite and helpful.
Polite and helpful too, right? Young children, maybe not so much, I don't think.
And I think about E was good with money.
Good with money, yes, maybe. Okay. If you're manning the
Okay, that's
counter,
all.
yeah, you need to be good with money. All right, so as you can see, by just stating your experience over here, pengalaman ni, you can already include a lot of skills just by saying that experience. Okay, so I will stress again the importance of stating your experience when you are writing an application for a job. Yeah, very important. Do not forget to write about this. Okay, so now let's take a look at an example of a question for SPM. Read this writing task and discuss in class what experience and hobbies you could include to match the skills asked for. So this is the question. You have seen this advertisement for a summer job. Ini soalan kedua kalau kertas writing tu. Summer shop assistants needed for our new arts and craft shop. You need to be good at working with people, have some knowledge of arts and craft, be able to work during the busy tourist season in July and August. Right, saying why you would be suitable for the job to Robert Brown, manager of the Art and Craft High Street, Oxford. Sorry. Write your letter, 140 to 190 words. Now, this is not the standard for your SPM. The standard for SPM, does anybody know this? Soalan kedua, berapa patah perkataan? Do you remember from PTP? Question 2. 150 words. So, around this much. Kurang lebih 150 ya. Don't go overboard. If it says 150 words, you can write longer. You can write to 300 or 500 words. But you do not have to because you don't have the time. If it says 150, maybe go 160, 170 maximum. Kalau ikut tulisan kamu size standard, it will be around 1.5 page for this. Okay, so anyways, they tell you the skills that you need. So you need to tell them your experience. Let's try to invent some. Good at working with people. What experience can we say? Don't refer to the letter on the right there. Let's give from our own idea. Jangan tengok yang sebelah ni ya. Don't look at this one. Good at working with people. Apa contohnya pengalaman, experience that you can say you are good with working with people?
Promoter.
You could say, okay, maybe you could say that you worked as a promoter in a supermarket. Or if you refer to the ones above here, yang nombor 2 ni kan, apa lagi kita boleh bagi? Working with people. You could say that you are the captain of a sports team. Selain daripada tu, working with people.
School committee.
Yes, you are on the school committee for 2 years. Okay, so you get the idea. Let's do the second one. Have knowledge of arts and craft. So this one is not from the examples that we have there, but what experience can we show? Try to think of something. Knowledge of arts and craft.
Pernah memenangi dan
Pernah apa?
Pertandingan seni.
Yes, maybe you could say that you have won in an arts competition. Or what about working experience? So you could say that you have worked where?
Museum.
Yes, you could have worked part at the museum. Or also you can talk about what you study in school. What do you study?
RBT.
RBT in English would be what? Well, you could just say in general things like you take arts class in school, or you are a part of the arts club at school. So there are so many experience that you can think of. Kan? Setiap orang boleh fikirkan contoh yang berbeza-beza. And most importantly is use your imagination to invent all these things. Mungkin kamu tak ada pengalaman betul, but you just use your imagination. Okay, so now, faham ya setakat ni? Everybody, do you understand?
Understand.
Right, so you need to show your experience in order to highlight the skills that you have. Now, let's take a look at number 4. Read this letter. Applying for the job in 3, daripada soalan tadi, and using the writing task and the language bank on the next page. Okay, Do you see the language bank on page 105 in the orange box? People, can you see it? Kat sebelah
Yes,
je.
yes.
Okay, language
Yes,
bank
yes.
tu adalah perkataan-perkataan yang kita gunakan bila kita nak tulis surat rasmi ni. So, for the beginning, dear, kita mulakan terus ya surat macam ni, terus je dear apa. Who are we writing this to? Look at the question.
Robert.
Dear
Robert Brown.
Manager of company.
Robert Brown. So you can write Mr. Brown. Kalau orang putih, kita akan tulis dia punya nama keluarga dia saja. Dear Mr. Brown. Tapi you don't have to worry about this too much. Kalau soalan SPM, biasanya dia akan bagi nama orang Malaysia. So orang Malaysia, tulis je. I'll just give my name for example. So Mr. Ahmad Najib. Macam tu saja ya. Jangan tulis nama saya Mr. Azmi pula. But we are using this question here. So Mr. Brown. I'm writing to apply for the position of summer shop assistant, which I saw advertised recently on the internet. So if you read this, is the language the same as you are writing to a friend? Sama tak? Kalau kamu tulis dengan kawan kamu, adakah kamu gunakan ayat yang macam ni juga?
Tak sama.
No, this is more polite. This is more formal. Kita tak tanya khabar pada dia. Dear Mr. Brown, how are you? I'm writing. I hope you're doing well. Kan? I want to tell you about. So, tu kalau kita tulis pada kawan. Pada surat rasmi, very formal, very straight to the point. Tak ada tanya-tanya khabar ya. Okay. And then the next paragraph. So, yang pertama kita bagi tahu terus tujuan kita tulis surat ni untuk apa is to apply for the position. Kan, mohon jawatan. And then next paragraph. I am a 16-year-old student at Melways High School specializing in languages for my final exams. So in one sentence, you include a lot of details which are not really important for this job application. Kan? So umur, sekolah, apa yang kamu belajar semua ni penting tapi tidak begitu penting untuk permohonan kan. I have certificates at intermediate levels in English and German and I have also been learning Italian for the last year. At the weekends, I currently work as a cashier at a local supermarket. In my spare time, I organize a local club where we design and build our own model aeroplanes which we fly in competitions. Painting is another one of my hobbies and 2 of my pictures were chosen for an art exhibition in London next year. So if you read these 2 paragraphs, paragraph 2 and 3, what are all of these? Experiences, yes. Semua ni pengalaman. Dia tidak perlu bagi tahu pun dia punya skill dia apa. Sebabnya bila kita bagi tahu pengalaman kita, bos ni nanti dia baca, dia boleh nilai sendiri. Okay, dia pernah kerja kat sini. So dia ni ada skill dia mesti scan. Although you can, okay, if you look at the skills here, you can also include this in your essay if you want to make it longer, but you don't really have to. It is enough to just give your experience. Tapi bagilah banyak pengalaman dan pengalaman yang sesuai. Okay, there are only 3 points here. Kan, good at working with people, have some knowledge of us, be able to work. But if you look at the experience, does this person only give 3 experience? So do you just give 1 experience here, 1 here, and 1 here? Do you? Is that enough?
No.
No, you should give multiple experience. Banyak-banyak lah. So you should think of, tadi kita fikir, we can think of many experience for 1 skill. So try to give multiple of those. Kalau nak elok, you should give 2 of each. But you can also write maybe 2 here, 1 here. It's up to you. Yang penting adalah kita cukup bilangan perkataan kita, 150 words. Where are we? Kat mana kita baca tadi? Dah habis kan ni? Rasanya. Painting is another one of my hobbies and 2 of my pictures were chosen for an art exhibition in London last year. I would enjoy working full-time in your shop during the school holidays because I am very interested in arts and craft. My experience of shop work and my knowledge of language would, I believe, be useful especially with summer visitors from abroad. So sikit saja kat sini baru dia include about dia punya skill dia, knowledge of languages, interested in arts. Ni adalah skill yang berkaitan. Tapi skill tak banyak sangat kita cerita, lebihkan kepada experience. Last paragraph kita beritahu sebab apa kita layak, kita sesuai, qualify for this job. Okay, and finally, I look forward to, okay, how do we end a formal letter? I look forward to, this is important ya, part ni. I look forward to ni mesti kamu, bukanlah mesti nak kata, tapi cara yang paling senang lah untuk kita habiskan karangan rasmi. I look forward to what? Take a look at the
Accept
language
me.
bank. Take a look at the language bank. Kat sebelah.
For your reply.
Yes, I look forward to your reply. Or you could say, I look forward to hearing from you. Now this might sound weird to some of you. Kenapa to hearing? But this is how you use it in English. Forward to hearing. Bila kita habiskan surat rasmi. Surat tak rasmi pun boleh juga buat macam ni. Tapi biasanya kita lebih gunakan dalam surat rasmi lah. Look forward to hearing from you. So walaupun ada to kat sini, tapi here dia bukan root word. Dan saya tak nak masuk pada grammar dia lah pasal ni. Because that's a different story. Today kita nak cerita pasal surat saja. Yours, yours apa dia? Is it yours truly? Yours sincerely? Yours faithfully? Which one should we use here? Again, look at the language bank.
Faithfully.
Your faithfully.
Right. If you look there, kat sini kan, if you use sir or madam, you should end with yours faithfully. Or if you use Mr. or Mrs. ada nama dia, you use yours sincerely. Okay, so kalau sir, madam, faithfully. Kalau nama, sincerely. But what you shouldn't use is truly. Yours truly? No, don't use this. Yang ni cuma untuk surat kiriman tidak rasmi. If you're writing to your friend or your cousin, you can use yours truly. Or your uncle, your friend ke benda ke semua, don't do that. So sincerely or faithfully, salah satu tu saja untuk surat rasmi. And then your name, that is it. And there you have it, your formal letter. So, what do you think? Is it easy to write a formal letter in English? Or more difficult than BM formal letter? What do you think?
In English is easier.
Is easier in what way?
Not complicated.
It's not complicated. Okay, right. It is also shorter and you don't have a very strict format to follow kan. Tak ada ya. Dah tak ada nombor-nombor ni, nombor 1, nombor 2 kat sini, nombor 3. Tak ada. Semua tu dah out of the window. You don't have to worry about the format anymore for formal letter. Just make sure that you use the correct words, the correct language. Sikit je lah yang benda yang kena ingat. So things like sincerely, ni kena ingat lah. And dear, the name here. Only 2 things. Okay, we have discussed this secara tak langsung tadi, 1 to 5. But we'll just look at question number 6, this one, on page 105. Please read the letter again. Does this person, Jack, does he start every sentence with I? The first paragraph, he did start with I am writing to apply for the position. But I'd like you to read the rest again. Does he start all the sentences with I? And try to find sentences which does not begin with I when he's talking about himself. Can you see any in the second paragraph?
Painting is another of my hobbies.
All right, so this is the second, this is the third paragraph, yeah? Second paragraph?
At the weekends.
Yes, this one. At the weekends, I currently work as. Okay, second paragraph also, this one, in my spare time, I organize a local club. Yada, yada, yada. So, keseluruhan surat ni, the entirety of this letter is you writing about who? You're writing about yourself, right? Sebab kamu nak mohon kerja, mestilah kamu cerita tentang diri kamu. So, you might tend to write everything with I. So, I do this, I do that, I have an experience here. But that would make your letter very boring. So, sometimes you can start with the time or the things. So for example, in here at the weekends, when do you do it? In my spare time. Or if you're talking about here like a hobby, you can state the hobby first. So try to vary, V-A-R-Y, vary, pelbagaikan. Can vary from the word variety, kepelbagaian. Try to vary your sentences so that it does not become very monotonous. Yeah. As we can see here, number 5, the writer avoids starting every sentence with I. Bukan tak ada langsung. But don't start every sentence with I by beginning sentences with phrases that tells us when he does something or what he does. Underline 3 examples, we'll forget about that. Rewrite the following information in a similar way in your notebook. So let's take a look at this sentence here. I enjoy camping in the summer with my club. I also do diving as a hobby. I have won 2 bronze medals. I often go skiing with my parents during the winter. So there is nothing wrong with the sentence here, at least grammatically, dari segi tata bahasa, tak ada apa yang salah. But what is the problem?
Using I.
Yeah, the structure is all the same, and so it is very boring. Okay, I do this, I do that. So let's try to change it a little bit. The first sentence, I enjoy camping in the summer with my club. How can we change it? We don't want to start the sentence with I. We start with what? When, sorry.
At the weekend,
Oh, read carefully. I enjoy camping in the summer with my club. What is the time here?
During summer.
So, right,
Summer.
during the summer. So you could say, oh, besarnya ni. So during the summer, finish the sentence.
I enjoy camping with my club.
Yeah, it's that simple. During the summer, I enjoy camping with my club. Okay, so please do the rest on your own. Jenny, I also do diving as a hobby. I have 2 bronze medals. I often go skiing with my parents during the winter. And sometimes take a look if 2 sentences are talking about the same idea. You can also combine them to make one longer sentence. Okay, so I'll give you a few minutes to write this. You can write it in your book and then raise your hand after you have finished. If you have any questions, please ask. Right, good. Ain has finished. So waiting for a few more. Ain, can you type your answer in the chat? Ain, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so type your answer, right? Your sentence. Everybody else, how are you doing? Any problems? Ain, are you typing? All right. Thank you. Okay, so as a hobby, this is what I wrote. As a hobby, I just delete this part. I like to go diving and have won 2 bronze medals. Yes, that's a good idea. You combine the two sentences, but dia berkaitan kan? The bronze medals from diving. My parents and I often go skiing during the winter. All right. It is better. You could also write like during the winter. During the winter, my parents and I often go skiing. But we talk about the time first. When? Again, when? When? Bila? During the winter. Although it is not wrong if you wrote it the way you did just now. Tapi daripada segi struktur sama saja if you say I go with my family and my family go with me, bentuk dia sama je. Okay. So, everybody, is that clear? How we can vary our sentence dan kita nak pelbagaikan kita instead of saying I all the time. Jelas? Ada soalan?
Oh,
No. Okay, one last thing before we end today's class, which I forgot to tell you about, is this. We have to write all the task that is required from us from the question. So soalan ni tadi kalau kita tengok apa benda yang dia minta daripada kita, number one, you need to be good. This is 1. This is 2, 3, and write saying that you would be suitable for the job. So there are 4 things that you need to write about in this question. Kalau soalan yang lain mungkin berbeza, mungkin dia bagi 3, mungkin dia bagi 5. So it is important that you read and understand the questions carefully. Okay, so if we compare with the essay on the right, kat mana yang ditulis good at working with people? Do you see it? Good with working with people? Oh, sorry about that. If you heard children screaming. Class, come on. We have to end this quickly.
Work as a cashier.
Right. So this is number 1. Knowledge of arts and craft.
Painting.
Right. Painting and also model aeroplane. This is also about craft, right? So this is number 2 here. Able to work during the busy tourist season.
Full time in
Right.
Okay,
And
full time.
the last one, suitable for the job, ada? No, that's number 3, not number 4. Ada tak? Saya tanya ada tak, sebenarnya mesti ada. Tapi the question is where?
Experience of shop work.
Yes, okay. I believe be useful, especially with some visitor. So as you can see, you should write according to the order of the question. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Your answer also 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nah, untuk mudah lah. Boleh je kalau nak tukar susunan dia. Tapi it is not very recommended. It is recommended that you follow the list, the order that is given in the question. So bila penanda baca, dia pun senang nak tengok, okay, soalan 1 ada jawab kat sini, soalan 2 kat sini, soalan 3, soalan 4. Okay, everybody clear?
Yeah.
Alright. One last thing is about organization, cara kamu susun idea. So obviously the first paragraph is your intro. Kan, tujuan kamu, why you are writing this letter to apply for the job. Number 2 is all about your experience, kan, pengalaman. Tak termasuklah belajar sekolah mana umur tu, that's some side information. Paragraph number 3 is all about what? Spare time. Painting, also another of my hobbies. These are all hobbies, yes. So work experience, and then hobbies, and then these are your reasons why you are applying for the job. So if you look at organisation, setiap perenggan dia ada dia punya tema dia yang tersendiri. Dia tak campur pengalaman kerja, dia tak tulis sekali dalam satu perenggan dengan hobi, tak reason di perenggan dia sendiri. So setiap perenggan tu have to make it separate from the other content. Barulah kita akan dapat organisation markah tinggi, idea tersusun. Okay, and then you have it, how to write a formal letter applying for a job in English. Okay, so with that, we have reached the end of the class. Are there any questions before we end today's session? I take that as a no because everybody is quiet. That either means two things. Everybody understands everything perfectly or nobody understands anything. I hope it is the first and not the latter. Okay. So with that,
questions.
yes, question?
No.
No question. All right. Please remember, the most important thing is writing a formal letter in English, the same as writing surat kiriman rasmi in Bahasa Melayu.
No.
No. So please approach this question like you approach an English essay. Bila masuk kertas periksa untuk bahasa Inggeris, please throw away all those bahasa Melayu format. You don't want to follow those. Jangan terbawa-bawa, ya. Alright. So with that, let's end the class with tasbih kafarat salatul asr subhanallah bihamdik syada la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabbihi wasallam. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Thank you very much everybody for attending, and I hope next week we can see each other in school. I've been saying that many times, but we keep postponing. Alright, we'll end the class. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.